came before the board was about a year ago. A lot of things have been worked on in the meantime, but the inclusionary housing ordinance has kind of been humming along in the background. And the direction from the board from the last time, which was a fairly intensive, I'll say kind of data-dense kind of presentation, was to go back and look at it more from an incentive-based approach and to see what other counties were doing and to see what it might look like for something that would actually fit Mendocino County, and to talk with developers and to continue the discussions in this area. All of that has been done, and Diana Hershey, who is our Planner 3 with the planning team who's been working on this, will give you more background on the actual activities that she's engaged in. But the purpose of today is to kind of bring you up to date on all of that, and what we hope to get out of today is some direction on what you would like a draft inclusionary ordinance to look like. So today is not to adopt or first reading or anything else like that an inclusionary housing ordinance. It's to provide background information on the research and the homework that the planning team has done, to give you an example in particular from another county that is similar to Mendocino County and has grappled with a lot of the same issues, and then to take that and for you to provide direction on kind of a Lego block approach to what an inclusionary housing ordinance could look like. With that direction, then staff will take that draft an inclusionary housing ordinance to bring back for your consideration. One question that we've gotten in the meantime is, what about Proposition 98 and its potential impact on this? Because we are not bringing an ordinance before you today, this still seems like appropriate timing even in advance of that election. And my sense is if Proposition 98 passes, there are going to be a whole lot of issues that will need to be grappled with, inclusionary housing ordinances only being one of them. So that discussion still needs to take place. We will, of course, not be taking any final action until we know the results of that election and what the kind of follow-up to that might be. As far as the flow of today, Diana is going to go through her PowerPoint presentation, and she would appreciate it, we would appreciate it if you'd hold questions until she gets through that. And then there's an opportunity to kind of ask questions about that. Then she would like to go through the Tuolumne County ordinance and kind of their process in getting there and what that looks like. Then if you want to look at public comment at that point, then the final piece of the presentation would be actually looking at the draft, and it truly is, I'll say, even kind of a pre-draft of an inclusionary housing ordinance, with the opportunity to kind of give some direction as to go in this direction, you know, include this, don't include that, that kind of thing. So that's the flow that we would suggest for this afternoon. Are there any questions or comments? Does that make sense?
Concerns of the board? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Then.
Good afternoon, Supervisors. I'm Diana Hershey from the planning team, and just briefly, the PowerPoint presentation will highlight the importance of inclusionary housing to community development, what inclusionary housing is and who would benefit from it, what research the staff has done about ordinances in other jurisdictions. It'll review the history of ordinance development in Mendocino County briefly, and then we'll go on to the proposed ordinance highlights. This is a quote that just recently I've come in contact with. It's part of the farm worker housing survey that we've just got back, and which will be presented to you next Tuesday, I hope. I included it because it seems to me to crystallize the concern for inclusionary ordinances, which is to adequately care for the needs of the present community, and that's what inclusionary is about. It's making sure that people who live and work in the community also can afford to live there. So what is inclusionary housing? Is it just the opposite of exclusionary housing? And if it is, who are we excluding? Actually, what inclusionary housing ordinances do is to require market rate development to include housing affordable to lower and moderate income. A lot of times they're single-family developments with other types of multifamily units included in it. This is a street in Santa Rosa where multifamily or where single-family residences are a very large part of the project. On the street next door are triplexes, and this is one way that units can be included in the development projects. So who needs affordable housing? Moderate income occupations are teachers, firefighters, licensed practical nurses, and police officers fall into this moderate category. Lower income occupations are housekeepers, our janitors, and our grocery clerks. Very low income occupations are fast food workers and our service industry. So why should we consider an inclusionary ordinance? This is a really good indication of what the problem is, and it's California-wide. From the year 2000 until January of this year, you can see that the average prices of housing has gone steadily up, up, up until just the beginning of this year. At one point, the 3-bedroom home, which is this yellow line, the average cost of it was over $500,000. There's been a bit of a decline coming down in this spring, and depending on where housing prices go, that could continue. However, the big problem, one of the main reasons we need to look at an inclusionary housing ordinance in Mendocino is that incomes here have not kept pace with home prices. The median income for 2007, according to HCD, was $51,500. The median house price was $370,000. The median family can't afford the median home. With a 10% down payment on $370,000, that's $37,000. That's over 71% of their annual income. The payments would be over $2,000 a month, which is 46% of their income. Another reason for considering an ordinance is that the demand for affordable housing is quite high. We need both rental and ownership units. The RCHDC demand statistics, they have 112 units available for families at any time. They have a 2 to 5 year waiting list for any family unit. They have 132 units available for senior housing, also a 2 to 5 year waiting list. RCHDC affordable projects are known for being well maintained. This is a project that's over 30 years old. You can see it's attractive. It's not it's not a downgraded situation at all. Being next to single-family residential homes would not be a problem with this. CDC demand statistics are also quite extensive. They have over 1,440 qualified people waiting for housing in their projects. This is a brand new project out at Holly Ranch that CDC has just finished. It was finalized on a Friday. I called on Wednesday to talk to them about their demand statistics, and they had already placed 4 families in this complex. It's a complex of 10 2-bedroom units, and they felt that they would have it completely full within the next couple of weeks. So the demand is there. The other